I want to apologize for the length of this video, but there was a lot in this collection dump. On top of the 1,000 wheat cents that I found, there was old Canadians, Buffalo nickels, V nickels, yeah, like I said, King George Canadians, Indian cents, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, teens, even '09 wheat cents. It's all in here. So again, I'm sorry for the long video, but there's just a lot to show. So let's get to it.
Oh man, we got a collection dump. What's up everyone, it's Bobby, and that's right, we got this collection dump here. It's mostly pennies, like wheat cents, but we got a small bag here with some buffaloes and some V-nickels. I know it just says buffaloes here, but there are some V-nickels in here. My bank teller saved this for me. This is only half of the collection. Some other guy got the first half the day before, and I got it the day after, before he could, so here we are. There's a whole bunch of goodies here. There's these unopened rolls of what I think are uncirculated bank rolls from the 60s and 70s. You really can't really get the camera in there, but these are 63s and 64s right here. Uncirculated original bank rolls, it looks like. And they're Detroit, Michigan. I think one of them has the actual company name right there. Satley Company, Detroit, Michigan. So that's pretty cool. These are 63s and 64s. And then these four rolls over here are from Cleveland, and they're 1972 original bank rolls. I really can't get, there we go, kind of. But yeah, these are all what I think are uncirculated original bank rolls. Pretty cool. And then on top of that, these 21 rolls here are all double wheat ends. I even pulled 2 or 3 of the rolls, like a couple of coins in, and consecutive wheat cents, so I think all of these are just straight wheat cents. So that's 1,000 wheat cents alone, just right here, possibly. And then these 4 rolls have steel cent enders. I couldn't believe it. Let's see here if I can get one. Yeah, look. If I can really get in there. 4 of them have steel cent enders. Holy cow. So that's going to be at least 4 steel cents here. These 4 rolls here. And then these 3 rolls just have 1 wheat cent ender, so they could just be regular rolls. And then there's 11 rolls in here that have no enders. So those are probably just regular rolls. So that's everything right here. I'm going to start with the Buffalo nickels and V nickels first and see what we got in there. Let's get into it. Alright, I moved all the pennies over to the side. Let's see here. Oh yeah, look at that. Buffaloes and V-nickels. What a score from the bank. All for face value. I'm going to assort the V's from the Buffaloes and see what kind of years we got. Alright, here's all the nickels right here. There was 18 V-nickels and 10 Buffalo nickels. Start up here with the V's. There was one 1889, super worn right there, but it's the oldest one. We got 2 1899s, one 1900, a 1902, a 1904, a 1905, 4 1906s, 2 1908s, a 1910, 2 1911s, and 2 1912s. And this 1912 right here actually has some pretty good detail on it, so you can almost read Liberty there. I think just the L and the I are gone, but the letters are there, so not in terrible condition. But yeah, all for face value. V-nickels, 18 of them. And here's the Buffalo nickels. There was 10 of them. Unfortunately, I had to nick-a-date 6 of them because the dates were just so far gone. But there were some interesting dates here, like some good ones. We'll start right here. There's a 1913 P. It's just the regular one. It's not the different type. But a 1913 P and D surprisingly, but they're both nickodated, unfortunately. And then here's a 1915P nickodated, a 1916P also nickodated, and then we got two 1919s, and they're both not nickodated, and they are P and S. And then here's a 1921P nickodated, and then two 1923s here. Here's a 1923P, and this 23D had to be nickodated. And here's the what I would believe is a semi-key date, a 1925D. It's a pretty low mintage here, but there's a D mint mark on there, and it's a 1925. So that's cool to find. All these were found for face value. Definitely gonna be adding them to the collection. So I'm gonna move these to the side, and we'll get into all the wheat cents. Alright, I got the nickels put away. So how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take the double ender rolls first, and then the steel cent enders, and then just the singular enders, and then the remaining pennies. But I'll go roll by roll, and if there's anything pretty much 30s or 30s or earlier, I'll mention. 40s and 50s, I'll just stack them up. But there's gonna be a lot of wheat cents here. I'm excited for it, and I've seen all the years as enders. I went through all the enders, and there was 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and teen enders throughout all these rolls. It's gonna be exciting, so let's get into it. Just got done with roll 1, and it didn't disappoint. A lot of good finds here, including two beauties up here, a 56D and a 47D. Pretty much uncirculated there, but mostly 40s and 50s. And then here's a 35, a 1930, a 1928, a 1923, a 1919S, and two 1910s in the first roll. Let's get into the next one. Roll 2 had a few more things here, mostly 40s and 50s. There were two more beauties here, a 50D and a 47D, and then a 1926P and a 1919S. Real slick. I'm gonna move these and get into roll 3. Some more goodies in roll 3. One more pretty nice wheat, a 53D. Got some, still got some red on it. And then multiple different decades right here, 1939P, a 35P, a 28P, a 1918D, and a 1910P. I believe that's the third one now. So that's cool. Let's get into roll 4. Got done with roll 4. Some more goodies here. A 1935P, a 1930P, a 1918D, a 1914P, and two 1913Ps. This one's really slick. This one's in a little bit better condition, but they're both pretty slick. So let's get into the next roll. Well, I laid out roll 5. They're all wheat cents, but check that out. That is a steel cent. There it is. Wow, so that's going to be at least 5 steel cents now in this hunt, because these 4 rolls have steel cent enders. Holy cow. That's cool. And then also I seen this beauty right here. Look at that. 56D, beauty. Nice. Let's get back into this roll and see what other goodies we can find. Roll 5 had some more goodies. There was the steel cent. There was the very nice 1956D right here. There were 2 more kind of nicer ones with some red still on them, a 53D and a 57D. And then there were 4 more oldies, 2 36Ds, a 1935P, and a 1924P. So let's get into roll 6. Well, it looks like roll 6 is going to also have a steel cent, and it looks like a beauty right there. There it is. 2 steel cents now so far. Well, and this one is a D mint mark too. So that's cool. I think the other one didn't have a mint mark. Yep, that's a P. So we got a P and a D steel cent, plus 4 more to go when we get there. And also this beauty of a wheat cent. Look at that. 53D. Cool. Let's get back into this roll. Roll 6 had some more goodies. There was the second steel cent, there were two kind of nicer wheat cents, this 53D and this 58P with a little bit of red still on it. And some more oldies, a 36D, a 34P, a 19P, and another 1910. Let's get into roll 7. Well, we reached the first roll to where there wasn't a wheat cent. There's a Lincoln cent, or not a Lincoln cent, a Memorial cent. 68P. Well, that's the first one. Still looks like more wheat. Ooh, this one looks slick. Let's do this one live. Nope, just a really slick 41S or something. So, let's get back to it. Roll 7 had a few more oldies here. 1938, a 1936, and 1939. So, 3 30s and 1919S. So, let's get into roll 8. Roll 8 had 3 more oldies. 1931, that should be on this side. 1931P, a 1925P, and a 1914P. All 3 decades in one roll. Awesome. So let's get into roll 9. Roll 9 had some more goodies. There were 4 nicer wheats from the 50s, some good detail on them and nice red on them. And then 4 more oldies, a 39P, a 37P, a 19S, and a pretty slick 1916P. So, let's get into roll 10. Well, roll 10 had a teens ender right here. 1919P. That's cool. Let's get back into it. Roll 10 had 2 more nicer wheats, a 55D and a 57P, both uncirculated pretty much, and 2 oldies, a 37P and a 21P. Let's get into roll 11. Roll 11 is going to have another steel cent. There it is. Is there a mint mark? Yep, another D mint mark. Cool. Roll 11 had some more goodies. There was that 3rd wheat cent, this beauty 1950D, and then some oldies, a 37P, a 26P, a 1920D, and a 1919P. Time to get into roll 12. Roll 12 had some more goodies. 2 more nicer ones, a 54D and a 50D, and some oldies, a 35P, a 28P, 24P, a 19P, a 16P, and another 1910P. Let's get into the next roll. Roll 13 had 2 more beauties here, a 51 and a 50D, both pretty red, and quite a few oldies here actually. A 37D, a 27P, a 20P, a 19P, a 14P, and an 11P. Some oldies here. Let's get into the next roll. Roll 13 is going to have 2 more steel cents in here. Here's one. Is there a mint mark? Yep, D mint mark. And one right here. Another D mint mark. 2 more steel cents. Roll 14 had 2 steel cents, both of them with the D mint mark. And then 37D, 36P, 21P, a 1914P, and another 1910P. Let's get into the next one. Roll 15 had 2 nicer wheats, a 56D and a 55D, and 3 oldies, a 37P, a 36D, and a 1916P. Let's get into the next one. Roll 16 had quite a few oldies here. There was also this really nice 1946 with a lot of red on it. Then for the oldies, there was a 38P, a 37D, a 36P, a 35P, a 29P, a 26P. There was 2 1920Ds. That one, you can see the mint mark really nice and that date. It's actually pretty nice. And a 1919S. Let's get into the next one. Roll 17. Another steel scent. There it is. The D mint mark. Cool. Roll 17 had a couple of more things, including the steel scent. Some oldies here, a 38P, a 37P, a 1929D, a 1921P, and we actually got a teens with a mint mark. That is a 1917D. Put it under the scope here real quick. And there it is. 1917D. Cool. Let's get into another roll. Well, I laid out roll 18 and look at what I found. An old school Canadian scent, 1931. And I believe I seen another one right in there. So I'm gonna go through this roll live real quick and see how many there are. I seen, yeah, right here, right behind it actually. There's another one. And some steel scents. Holy cow. Is that a 1932? Old school Canadian? Then, look at that. Two steel scents right next to each other. That one is a P, and they're both P mint marks. Well, no mint mark, but that means P. Is that? And I think I just seen, yeah, look, there's another one. And another one. That's 4. And some beauties. Holy cow, this roll is insane. There's a 1928. Here's a 1932. Let's start back here now. Let's see. Is that a? That's another Steely. 43. Well, it's always 43, but a P mint mark. Is that? Let's just go through these. Oh, there's some. Looks like some modern coins in here too, or modern cents. Yeah, 83. Let's see. Yeah, 60, 81. Yeah, some modern ones in here. Oh, but there's another Steely. Oh, that's not a Steely. Oops. Just looks like one on the reverse. That's just a 52 though. Let's see if there's any more old school Canadians in here. That's... never seen that. Oh, there's a... oh, yep, and right behind there. Another... well, not another, but there's a 1933. And then there was one more Canadian right here. It's not the super old ones, but a 1964. And there was another one right here too, I didn't show yet. It's a 53. So, there's all these old school Canadians, some Steelies, and we'll see if we have any old wheats here, and then I'll wrap up this really good roll. Alright, I sorted out roll 18, and that is definitely the best roll so far. First, there were some Lincoln Memorial scents in there, but some nicer ones here. Like some 60s and a 76 here. And there was 3 steel scents in that one roll. I think they're all just Philadelphia. Yeah, just 3, all no mint mark, so they're P. A 1953 Canadian, and then 5 older Canadians. I never found these in the wild. I think my wife found one at the airport once, but 5 of these old school Canadians, 1928, a 1933, a 31, that should be right there. And these are both 1932, but I'm just showing the obverse on one of them, because I don't see these too often, so that's cool to find those. And then for the older wheats, there was quite a few of them. There's a 39P, a 38P, 2 37Ps, and here's a 37D, a 36S, a 35D, a 1930D, 25S, I believe that is. I think it was. Let's see. Oh no, that's a 25D. Sorry about that. So that's a 25D, and then a 1911P. That was an epic roll right there. Maybe we can get some more just like that. Roll 19 is gonna have another steel scent. There it is. With a D mint mark. Actually has a fairly good detail on it. Maybe not with the camera, but you actually see some good detail in it still. So that's cool. Always cool to find a steel scent. Roll 19 had a few more things here. Two nicer wheats, 53D, two 53Ds, and that one's real nice. And then two oldies, a 37D and a 1919S. Two more to go. This roll's gonna have another steel scent. There we go. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention the roll before also had a steel scent. So, there we go. Well, I'll put that one here. And this is the one we found so far in this roll. Roll 20 did actually have two steel scents. I missed one of them, but there's two more, both with the D mint mark. And for the oldies, there's a 37P, a 36P, a 31P. Too bad that's not the 31S. That would have been a key date. That would have been sweet. But yeah, a 31P. Then there's a 30D, I believe that is. Let me double check that. Yeah, that's a 1930D. And then a 1916P, well, two 1916Ps. One more roll to go. And that last double wheat ender roll had two oldies here. It was a 1920D and a really worn 1918P. So here's all of the wheats in the double wheat rolls. And in that one that had all the old Canadians, there actually was a couple of modern scents in there. You know, got a couple of them here. But for the most part, it was all wheat scents. I'm going to count them all up and see how many there are. And then we'll get into the other rolls. Alright, I counted them all up so far. And I already broke my record by almost an entire roll of wheats. There is a total here, not including the Canadians. There's 1,010 wheat cents here so far. Unbelievable. And we still have these rolls to go, plus these regular rolls. Let's keep at it. Well, I just got into the first roll that had the steely ender, and sorry, that's a little blurry, but I see multiple steelies in here. I don't know why it's being so blurry, but let's see. There's one. Oh, and there's some modern coins in here, it looks like, too. There's a steely. Let me move all these. Hey, these are some nice, there's a nice wheatie right there. 55 to 55S. What a beauty. But, let's see. There's another 55, another beauty. Here's a steely, some wheat, some modern, steel, 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 steel. Holy cow, look at all these steel scents. This is crazy. Steel, steel, steel. Oh, what? Oh, that's not a steel scent. Someone just spray painted that silver. That is a 1954D. But anyways, get back to these steelies here. There's a steely. Here's a steely. Look at all those steel scents. Is that one? Yep, that's one. What? That's a... That one almost looks brown. What the heck? Yeah, it's steel. So, steel, steel, and steel. Holy cow. So in that roll, we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20 steel cents in one roll. Holy cow. And we have all these other wheats I have to go through. So I'm going to go through them and see what was in this roll. Alright, that first steel cent ender roll is done. And it was a good one. There was 20 steel cents in there. 20 of them. That is insane. And then there's this spray painted 1954D. Thought it was a steely, but it's just spray painted silver. So... Then there's two beauties right here, 1955 S's, real nice. And then oldies, there was two, a 36P and a 23P. Let's get into the second one. The second steel cent ender roll was another good one. Got a lot of oldies here, and also there was, how many again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 steel cents in that roll, so that's cool. 3 beauties here, a 65, a 59D, and actually, look at this nice 1936P. What a beauty. That'll probably upgrade in my book. So that's always nice. 2 older Canadians, including the real old one. Here's a 1932. Look at that. crazy. So yeah, there's a 32, then a 38 King George. Then here's all the oldies right here. Here's a 39S. Here's two 38s, one's a P and one's an S. Here's a 37S, a 33D, a 32P, a 27. That's a little scuff right there. I thought it was a mint mark, but it's not. So it's a 27P. Then a 26D, a 20D, a 1914P, and check out what we found. A 1909. I already checked. There's no mint mark or VDB, unfortunately, but that's pretty cool. First year Lincoln cent, first year Lincoln cent. That's cool. Let's get into the next roll. The third roll with the steel cent ender had 16 steel cents in it. It's crazy, man. All these steel cents. And then the wheats, there was just these four nicer ones. All the other ones were just regular 40s and 50s. But here's a nice 55S, a nice 47S, and then two 1939S's. Both have that nice red to them. So that's cool. Let's get into the last one with the steel cent ender. Wow, this last roll, unbelievable. 11 steel cents, and look what I have in my hand. A 1909. I put it under the scope. We have a 1909 VDB wheat cent found. Too bad it's not an S. Man, that would have been sweet. Still, a 1909 VDB found. How awesome is that? And I just noticed this too. Put that to the side. We have an Indian head cent. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Wow. A 1903. Looks like someone maybe shot it with a BB gun or something. Sorry it's not focusing. There we go. 1903 Indian head cent. Awesome. Let me go through the rest of this roll and see what else there is. Well, that last roll with the steel cent ender was phenomenal. This was an outstanding roll. 11 steel cents, 3 nice wheat cent. Well, this one's not a wheat, it's a 63D. But here's a 55D and this nice 1942P. And then 2 oldies here, a 1939P and a 1929S. And then these two right here, a 1903 Indian. Didn't think we'd find one, so that's cool. Got a 1903 Indian here and a 1909 VDB. Too bad it's not an S. That would have been nice. Awesome. So, we're going to get into these 3 rolls that have just 1 wheat cent ender, I believe these were. Yeah. So, let's get into them. Another good roll. Holy cow. That first roll with the 1 wheat cent ender, got all these finds here. There was 4 steel cents in there, so that's cool. There's all these really nice memorial cents, and there's 1 wheat right there. That's a 55, and the rest are memorial cents, but they're all really nice. 4 older Canadians between there's a 42, a 51, a 43, and a 41, and then 2 old Canadians here, a 33 and a 20. And then a whole bunch of older wheats here, 5 from the 30s, 5 from the 20s, and 6 from the teens. Incredible. Let's get into the next roll. That second roll with 1 wheat ender, another great roll. There was 5 steel cents, a couple of nicer ones here. Here's a nice 1945 and a 59, 2 59s actually, real nice. A very old Canadian, 1932, and then a 48. And then for the wheats, here's a 36S, a 29P, a 21P, 3 from the teens, and we got another 1909. It's not the VDB or the or a mint mark on it, but it is a 1909, and this is the 3rd one of this this hunt. One of them is the VDB. Alright, that last roll with the wheat cent ender definitely gave us this parting gift here. A lot of good stuff. We'll start up here. Here's five more steel cents. Whole bunch of nice Wheaties, well not Wheaties, 60s, 59D, 66. Here's a Wheatie right here. All real nice Lincoln cents here. And then more older Canadians here, a 57, a 39, and a real old Canadian here, 1932. And then a whole bunch of oldies here. There was 7 from the 30s, 6 from the 20s, 3 from the teens, and we got another Indian head cent, an 1893. And that's the second one now. That's awesome. So that's all the rolls that had any double enders or regular wheat enders or steel enders. And there's still 11 rolls here. These are probably just regular rolls that were just included with this in the teller tray. So we'll get into these and see if we can add on any more wheat cents. Well, I might be wrong about some of these rolls. The first one produced 3 more wheat cents, and the one after that, it looks like someone opened up one of those rolls of uncirculated, one of these over here, because this whole roll looks like these 1963 D uncirculated cents here. So I'm gonna put these in a roll and get on to the next one and see if we got more like this. Well, I might be wrong, because this next roll has a lot of things in it. There was 2 nicer not wheat cents, Lincoln Memorial cents, a 59 and a 66, both pretty nice. 2 older Canadians, a 39 and a 44. An old Canadian, a 1932. And then some older wheat cents here. Here's a 1938 D, and then here's 4 from the 20s and 3 from the teens. Awesome. Let's get into the next roll. Roll 4 out of 11, out of the 11 rolls I thought were regular rolls. I was wrong. Got a lot of good things in this roll too. Got one more steel cent here, a whole bunch of nicer Lincoln Memorial cents, and there is a wheat here, a 44S. And then there were 4 from the 30s of older wheats, 3 King George Canadians, and 2 really old Canadians, a 35 and a 28. So, judging how these rolls look, this one will probably or might be one of these collection rolls, and then I don't know about these 5 or 6 pink rolls right here. So let's get into this one right here. That next roll did have a few things in here. 1 steel cent, 4 nicer cents, including a wheat cent right here, a 1953D, and 1 oldie, a 1914P. Let's get into the next roll. Well, to my surprise, all but one of those pink rolls actually had something good in them. That very last one with this roll looks like an entire roll of 1968S cents? Yep. 1968S. Whole roll, uncirculated. I'm gonna put these in a roll real quick. There we go. Uncirculated 1968S. Whole roll. And with that last roll, here is everything. Holy cow. Well over 1,200 wheat cents here. Wow. Got some older Canadians, whole bunch of Steelies, a couple of 1909s, even one of them's a VDB, some Indian cents, a whole bunch of uncirculated wheats and Lincoln Memorial cents. What a score. So now I gotta count all these up and let you know everything all together. I'll be right back. Alright, I counted everything up and holy cow. That is a lot of wheat cents. Including all the steel cents here, with all of them, there's a total of 1,256 wheat cents here. And also, I'm going to include in here what we found originally with the nickels. There's 10 Buffalo nickels and 18 V nickels. And let's get into all these right here. For the 50s, there's 495 of them. The 40s, including the steel, well, not including the steels with these 40s, but right here there's 507 40s right here. And right here there's 31 uncirculated, pretty much Lincoln Memorial cents, all dating from 61 to 78, I believe. They're all pretty much uncirculated. There's 6 1959Ds. A few of them are pretty nice. There's this silver sprayed one right here, this 1954D. Thought it was a clean steely, but it's not, just spray painted. So there's that. There was 7 Canadian bird cents, 21 modern Canadians, and then we got 15 King George V Canadian pennies right here. Then we got 13 real old Canadian pennies. I don't see these ones too often. We got 13 of them. And the oldest one was 1920, I believe. So, yeah, 13 of those. And for the older wheats, there was 70 from the 30s, 46 from the 20s, 52 from the teens, and the fines are right here for sure. There were 2 Indian cents, a 1903 and a 1893, and 3 1909s, all P mint marks. Well, not mint marks, they don't have a mint mark, but they're all P's, and this one is a 1909 VDB. I'll put it under the scope one more time so you can see it. And there it is, 1909 VDB. My first one ever found, and my first one I've ever owned. So that's cool. So, that is the entire collection I picked up. I'm definitely going to go back to that bank sometime this week and ask them if they have anything maybe they missed laying somewhere or in a teller drawer that this person brought and they just overlooked. But man, what a score. I also forgot to mention the uncirculated rolls here. This one is a 1968S. They're all uncirculated. These were 1963D uncirculated. And these pink and brown rolls are both 63s and 64s, I believe. And these 4 are 1972, I believe? Yeah, 1972P, 4 rolls from Cleveland. And these were all from Detroit. What a score. I said in the last penny collection dump where I found 900 that it would be a long time before I broke that record, and it's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years now since that happened. So I think it'll be 2 years in June that I found those 960 wheats. But here's 1,256 of them, with all the steelies and all the goodies. Man, that was exciting. I know this is a very long video, I apologize, but what a score. So, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I sure did. I really enjoyed going through all those rolls, getting all those goodies. So that's going to be it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you did. And I'll see you in the next hunt.